You have been killing it at work lately. You've been hitting your deliverables and bringing the company a ton of extra value. You've been getting really good reviews from either your boss or your clients, and you figured it's about time for that next step. Time for that promotion. Tons of people in the workforce consider themselves to be undervalued by their company. So I'm sure trying to get the next promotion will resonate with a lot of you. But of course, this is a tricky subject to navigate. How do you push for a promotion without seeming too greedy? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be covering just that. How to get yourself a promotion. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Tyler Warlow and I go by The Mengineer, and I make videos on how to improve your life through your confidence, capabilities, and overall happiness. To give y'all some context, I'm only a couple years into my career right now, but I've already been promoted once, and I want to share some of the things that helped work for me and helped improve my chances of getting a promotion. If that sounds interesting to you, let's go ahead and jump into the video. First off, I want you to get crystal clear on what it is that you want out of a promotion. If all you want out of the promotion is increased pay, then you might want to reevaluate how you approach this. Because with promotion comes increased responsibilities. If you are at a point in your life, like maybe you're raising several young children and you don't have a lot of extra time, then getting a promotion and getting a bunch of extra responsibilities might not be the right step for you. Rather, you can take some time to figure out what you want and then negotiate with your manager for those things instead. Be mindful of the extra time and energy that you have and your skill level and what you can take on. If you bite off more than you can chew, you can likely end up getting yourself into a sticky situation that someone can bail you out of. But with that said, if you are confident in your abilities and you've been just crushing at work lately and you really think that you're ready for that promotion, we're gonna move on to the next step. And the first step is going to be raising that conversation with your manager. Now, this first conversation that you go into with your manager, you're not going to be immediately pushing for that promotion. A lot of times you're going to get that no on that first time. But what this first initial conversation is supposed to be is bringing some awareness to your manager of this is something that you want. If they seem hesitant at first, this is the point where you want to take some time to discuss with them what are they looking for when they are hoping to promote someone. A lot of companies post the requirements that they have for each position, so you can take a look at those lists and see if you meet some of the criteria and talk to your manager about what you can improve on or what can you do. Some managers might be looking for you to meet specific goals, and in this conversation you can discuss with them what kind of goals they would like to see. Try to establish some concrete deliverables. Once you establish what those deliverables are with your manager, you want to try and get a commitment from them. So something along the lines of, if I'm able to achieve these deliverables in the next 3 months, does a promotion seem reasonable to you? If they say yes, that's great and you can move forward. If they say no, that's when you want to keep pushing them to get a little bit more of a commitment and what they might be looking for. When you finally do get that yes and you get out of the meeting, you want to, of course, follow up with an email so that you have it in writing and that you and your manager are on the same page. Again, this is not a full-blown commitment yet for that promotion. Rather, it shows your commitment to get things done and bring value to the company. Remember how I mentioned that a lot of companies post their job requirements for different positions in their company? That's going to be your next step. You're going to want to go over that list and start thinking of some of the things that you can start taking on in your spare time. For instance, I know a lot of companies have bringing in new business to the company as something for more of the higher level managers. But if you take the next step and really work to engage with your customers and get to know them and start talking about opportunities, you can say to your manager, hey, I've been performing this responsibility that's really for a level 2 steps above mine. So I think that that is worth at least a little bit of a promotion. So you're going to want to go ahead and go through that list of responsibilities for the next promotion and start ticking off as many of those as you can to say that you've been doing them. Now, you don't want to lie here. You want to actually do these responsibilities and give some concrete examples, which is going to bring us to the next step. You're going to want to track the work that you're doing as well as the accomplishments and benchmarks that you're meeting. This allows you to have clear, concrete examples of how you are working towards the deliverables that you established with your management or how you are meeting the requirements of the next job level. Tracking these things is also going to help give you an idea of your progress and any roadblocks that you're encountering. And if you have any regular meetings with your management, you can use these items that you've tracked to update them on your progress. This is going to allow them to see the real actions that you are doing in real time. So that way it's not just a black box for them. You can have honest conversations about roadblocks, and a lot of times they're actually willing to give you their advice and help you move through those. Tracking your work is essential, so that way you don't forget the things that you've done. You'd be surprised that even though you achieve some benchmark, that when it comes down to a meeting, it's going to be hard to remember. So tracking everything, and then before your final meeting with your management to discuss promotion, you're going to want to consolidate and put together the key items that you think really cement the fact that you deserve a promotion together. And then when you walk into your final meeting, you'll have that list prepared, and you're going to be able to answer any questions that your management might have for you in terms of whether or not they feel you are prepared for this next position. Next up is something pretty quick and simple, and it's gonna seem kind of duh, but most people don't do it. And that's going to simply be putting in the work. You need to make sure that you do consistent and good work for the company. There's a lot of people out there that think that they deserve a promotion just simply based on their experience level, and their experience level being how long they've worked for the company. But when they actually sit down with their management and their management starts digging, they start to realize that they don't actually have a lot of the skills that are required for that next promotion. You need to demonstrate to your management that you've been working hard and bringing value to the company. A lot of times this is through multiple conversations with your management, making sure that you're on the same page with them and that they understand what you're doing and that you understand what they would like to see. By consistently demonstrating to them that you are able to achieve these deliverables that they want and that you can bring value to the company, that's gonna make them want to keep you. That's gonna make them want to give you that promotion in order to incentivize you staying with the company, because they recognize that you're a hard worker that provides value. That's really the name of the game, is that you need to be providing value to the company and you need to be able to demonstrate that you're doing so. By doing your work consistently and doing it well, you're gonna get feedback from your management and clients, and then your clients are gonna also talk with your management. The more that you do good work, the more that people talk and they discuss with each other who are good workers and who are not. And your name, if you continue to do good work, is going to be at the top of that list. Now, it doesn't guarantee you a promotion because there's definitely other people who do hard work like you. But ensuring that you're actually on the list versus someone who's not even considered is a big part of this process. Now, after it's been a few months and you've achieved the deliverables on the timeline that you agreed with your management, you're going to want to sit down for a final discussion with them. You're going to want to go through and show them that you've met each and every deliverable that you discussed, as well as on the timeline that you discussed. Even better if you managed to achieve some bonus items that weren't really necessary, but you managed to get done. And this is going to be where you want to have that real conversation. You want to say, hey, I achieved these deliverables on the timeline that we discussed, and before you had mentioned that you could consider a promotion if we met these. Well, I've met them, and now it's time to discuss that promotion. If you get the yes from your management, that's great. And now it's time to move forward and establish the expectations and timelines around the promotion. A lot of times, people don't get promoted instantly. It's a little bit of a process that for some companies might take a couple weeks, and for other companies might take months. For example, my company has a process that when you are up for promotion, you have to do a panel interview and be able to demonstrate your skills and expertise to a panel of people and show that you understand what you need to know before moving into the next position. From this interview, they might establish some areas where you still might be a little weak, and they give you deliverables that you have to complete. And once you complete those deliverables, that's when they can formally start the process of getting you into the next promotion. And by formally start the process, I mean by actually starting the paperwork and moving you through the promotion cycle. You want to get crystal clear with your management on what that timeline looks like so that you're not having an unrealistic expectation of being promoted in the next 2 weeks when in reality it might take a couple months to go through. If you have one of those longer timelines, you want to stay up to date with your manager. Your management is busy. They have a lot of things on their plate, and your promotion is not necessarily the number one priority at all times. So you want to take some time maybe each week just to ping them and touch base on what the progress of that is. This is just going to help keep them aware and help keep the process moving forward in case it's reached any sticking points. And finally, when you get your promotion letter, go over it. Does everything line up with what you expected? Do the benefits and the pay match what you expected, as well as the responsibilities? If not, you need to have another conversation with your manager and just make sure that your expectations are aligned. In some cases, it is okay to not take as much pay as you expected if you're getting other things that you wanted. But if everything's a lot different than what you expected, you really want to have that conversation with your management on why that is. Again, your management is going to be able to give you a more realistic understanding as to what the benefits and responsibilities of this position are. But once you've got that all lined out, congratulations, you've been promoted. I know this process might seem a little lengthier to many of you than you would have hoped, but I assure you that this route sees a lot more success than just barging into a meeting and demanding a promotion. But with that being said, that brings us to the end of the video. If you found the information in this video to be helpful or informative at all, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to join me along in this self-improvement journey. If you have any of your own thoughts, ideas, or questions, please let me know with a comment down below. I like to read and respond to as many of them as possible. If you're interested in more of my videos where I talk about career-related items, be sure to check out this video right here where I talk about how to lead even if you're not in a leadership position. If you're interested in more of my most recent stuff, be sure to check out this video right here. But until the next time, this is the Mengineer, signing off.